Hi, welcome to the IAS Companion. I'm your host, Meghna. Today's episode is all about budgeting in India and understanding the different aspects of the budget. Understanding the budgeting process in India is important for IAS exam aspirants as it helps in understanding the basic concepts of economics and how the government allocates its resources and manages its finances. It also helps in analyzing the impact of government policies on the economy, evaluating the impact of budget changes on various segments of the population, and predicting future trends in the economy. Before we dive into the different aspects of budgeting, let's start with the definition of a budget. A budget is a financial plan that outlines the expected revenues and expenditures of an individual, household, government, or organization for a specific period of time. Budgeting is an important tool that helps individuals, households, and organizations to allocate their resources efficiently and effectively. Let's look at types of budget. The first type of budget is the balanced budget. A balanced budget is a budget where the total revenue received is equal to the total expenses incurred. This means that the government is not borrowing any money and is financing all its expenses through its revenue. The second type of budget is the deficit budget. A deficit budget is a budget where the total expenses incurred are greater than the total revenue received. This means that the government has to borrow money to finance its expenses. The deficit can be financed through the issuance of government bonds or by printing money. The third type of budget is a surplus budget. A surplus budget is a budget where the total revenue received is greater than the total expenses incurred. This means that the government has excess money and can use it to reduce its debt or invest in development projects. Let's look at terminologies associated with budgeting. In order to understand the budgeting process in India, it is important to understand various important terminologies associated with budgeting. Some of the key terminologies include revenue, expenditures, deficit, surplus, fiscal deficit, and debt. Revenue refers to the total amount of money received by an individual, household, government, or organization. 0. Expenditures refer to the total amount of money spent by an individual, household, government, or organization. A deficit occurs when expenditures exceed revenues, and a surplus occurs when revenues exceed expenditures. Fiscal deficit refers to the difference between the government's total revenues and expenditures. Debt refers to the total amount of money owed by an individual, household, government, or organization. So, what are the steps involved in the budget presentation process? Let's take a look. The procedure for presentation of the budget in India is laid down in Articles 112 to 117 of the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India lays down the provisions for the budget to be presented by the executive to the legislature and to be approved by the same. Step 1 is preparation of the budget. The budget is prepared by the Finance Ministry and is based on the estimates of revenue and expenditure for the coming financial year. Step 2 is presentation of the budget. The budget is presented to the Lok Sabha by the Finance Minister on the last day of February. The budget is presented in the form of a speech and is usually referred to as the budget speech. Step 3 is discussion and approval. After the presentation of the budget, there is a discussion on the budget in the Lok Sabha. The discussion is followed by voting on the demand for grants, which is a crucial step in the budget-making process. Step 4 is passing of the budget. If the demand for grants is passed, the budget is considered to be passed by the Lok Sabha. That's it for today's episode. I hope you found it helpful. We put a lot of effort into creating this podcast to help IAS exam aspirants like you. If it was helpful in any way, we would be extremely grateful if you could take a few minutes to leave us a review and rating. It helps other IAS exam aspirants to find our podcast and benefit from it. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us as it helps us to improve and create even better content for you. Your success is our top priority, and we want to be there for you every step of the way. Don't forget to tune in for our next episode, where we will delve deeper into the subject. Thank you for listening.